Hi guys, it's Naeem here, and today I'm going to be running you through how to create bucket columns in Salesforce and why they are so useful. So yeah, let's hop in. First of all, going to minimize myself again. Here we are. So if we move to the right hand side here, what I've done is create a little example where we can discuss why they're so useful. So we have Karen here, and Karen here is a business manager, and she's asking, I want to categorize my customers by the number of locations they have. So on kind of on the left hand side here, we may have, say, like a number field or a pick list where we have numbers between 1 and 10. And then we might have buckets and then we have our buckets. So Karen has asked that I want anyone between any kind of customer between 1 and 4 locations to be put in this bucket, anyone between 5 and 8 in this bucket, and anyone between 9 and 10 in this bucket. And in reporting, what that allows you, it gives you that flexibility without having to create all these formula fields and things getting quite messy. You can just create them in the report and they're temporary and they don't impact your org. Now, let's look at the example. So if we go into Salesforce here, you can see I have a lead report, and you can see one of the columns, which is quite familiar, is your number of locations. And with this, our number of locations vary a little bit from our example. You can see we've got locations all varying all the way from 2 to 153. Now, let's create our bucket. Now, there's two ways you can create buckets. You can either click on the column itself, or you can actually click into the options here. So if you click into number of locations, you can click bucket this column. So click this, we're given this the kind of screen here, and you can see this is already populated. In the case you don't really feel like going down that route, what you can do is simply click in here, click add bucket column, and you can choose whichever field that you want. And we're after number of locations. And we can give our bucket a name. So we'll give it location flag. And what we can do is fill in our first range. And now this is going to be a number and below. As we're working with quite high numbers, let's start with something around 15. So anything 15 and below can go in this bucket. And then anything 15 and above is in another bucket. Whatever we want to have our increments in between. That's why we click the add button. See, we've clicked an add button. So anything greater than 15 to say maybe let's do 60, for example. And then anything above 60 can be here. And again, we can add even more increments if we like. But let's keep it simple. So we got increments, any kind of record with 15 and below, anything between above 15 and equal to 60, anything above 60. And this is where you can give it the names as well. So if we click into here, we can give it our names. So the first one, we can say kind of we got our small, and then we can go for medium, and then we can go for large. And right at the bottom here, that you'll see an option if you go for something like a number field is you can treat empty fields as zeros. So if that isn't filled in, you can just give it a 0. And again, that's optional there. And we can click apply. And now you will see we actually have our location flag. So you can see all of them along the right hand side. It is useful there, but I think what would be even more useful is if we can group it. And yes, you can group it. So if you drag it all the way to the top, we'll wait for it to refresh. And now you can see all of your small locations, all of your medium, and all of your large. And then what we'll do is just run the report and you'll be able to see how your bucket column looks. And that's it. Thank you for listening.